Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the player ratings. Crystal Palace 2, Everton 1. An incredible game of mad football at Selhurst Park, with Everton getting the 3 points, putting us up to 14th in the league with 14 points. Nice place to be going into the international break, and we can all chill out for a couple of weeks. There you go. Right, let's get into it. Jordan Pickford in goal. Second goal, couldn't do anything about it. Penalty, just didn't move, did he? Didn't move from the spot. I thought he was really good coming off his line today, very quick. They were playing quite a, they were trying to get the through balls through. They were offside quite a lot, but he always dealt with it. And I thought he played well. Goals prevented today, 0.12. I haven't seen that stat before, or maybe it's I've missed it, but goals prevented, 0.12. So, yeah. Excuse me, just having a sneeze halfway through. No, I thought he did quite well today. 3 saves, and again, no real bother at all. So I'd give him a 7. Ashley Young had a bit of a sort of a quietish game today. He didn't really, I don't know. He didn't really do loads defensively or offensively today. It was a bit of a quiet one for him, to be honest. Ground duels won 1 out of 1. Aerial duels won 1. He never won. So that tells you they didn't really have loads to do during the game. His heat map is all up and down the right hand side. Tackles 1, interceptions 2, clearances 3. It was sort of a quiet game for him. So 61 touches, 64% pass accuracy. Yeah, he didn't. I don't know. He wasn't massively involved in the good game, positively or negatively, to be honest. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I don't know. He did all right. He didn't have loads to do. So I'll give him a 6.8. On the other side, for Vitalii Mykolenko, got his goal. Got his goal again, didn't he? Got his goal. It's just like him and Harry Kane, other informed strikers, aren't they? Well, informed players in Europe at the moment, I'd say. Got an assist for the second one. Didn't get an assist, but you know what I mean. He's come on. Honest, Mykolenko has come on loads in the last couple of months, and back-to-back goals, home and away. I think he scored now he's got 3 Everton goals, one with his left, one with his right, and one with his head. In some way, that is a hat-trick, isn't it? It's a hat-trick of goals. So no, he has. He's defensively improved, I think, a lot, and I think that's give him the confidence to go forward. I wasn't overly impressed by what he did for the penalty, allowing Eze to come inside, and I still think that's a big part of his game that he has to work on, is the ability to show the offensive player where he wants them to go. I think that's something he has to work on, but he's certainly improving, coming up to his 2nd anniversary of being an Everton player, and I think he is improved. Physically looked bigger to me as well. So yeah, it's all good, and he's getting, as I said, he's got a couple of big games coming up for Ukraine, I think, as well, which will be really important for him. But clearly, he's one of those players who clearly loves pulling on the shirt. He's going to give absolutely everything to the shirt every single week. And I think that's always been the case. That's never been in doubt. The doubt's always been the quality, and he's starting to add that. He's not the finished product by any means. There's still got to be more from him offensively. But what we've seen from the last couple of weeks is him being involved at the other end of the pitch when it mattered, keeping the ball alive, stayed up there. Managers obviously said, stay alive, stay in the box. And I as I said, he's not the finished article by a mile, but improvement is a huge indicator of where a player is or where a player is going or where you want them to go. And he has improved loads. 4 out of 8 ground duels, 1 out of 1 aerial duels. Never makes it easy for the attacking player, for the winger. And just keep it going, because he's doing the job. He's doing the job. He's never going to be that player that... Sometimes you have to get that out your head, don't you? You want them to be that player that you want them to be, and maybe they just never are going to be that player, and you have to take the other positives out of what they're doing. He's never going to be a Dean type player who's going to be slinging crosses in. He's never going to be the Baines type player, the give and go, with the assist or the free kicks. So, did I say Palace 2, Everton 1? Why would I even say that? I must have been looking at something. I apologise. Oh, clearly Palace 2, Everton 3. I must have been looking at something at the screen. I've got a screen full of numbers, so I apologise if I said that. I've got a screen full of numbers, and I must have been looking at that. It's not that easy doing this, you know. Nah, fair play to him. Fair play to him. He 60 touches, 76% pass accuracy, crosses 3, shots on target 1, shots on target none, shots off target 1, shots blocked 3. So we had 3 shots, dribble attempts 1, and it was successful. Hit the woodwork once, and apparently his shot that hit the post is an assist in fantasy football. So fair play. Mykolenko has become the bargain buy at left back if you're playing fantasy football. Just saying it now. Fair play. If that's what he's doing. So there you go. So I would give him a 7.9. 7.9 for today's performance. The centre backs, James Tarkowski, huge mistake for their second goal. Huge mistake, but really it's the only mistake I think he's made all day, and it's became. To be fair, it's probably the first mistake he's made of the season, and it just shows you what can happen in the Premier League. It's so unforgiving. Ground duels, 7 out of 9 won. Aerial duels, 3 out of 4 won. He's just made a big mistake, hasn't he? Where really all he should have done is just headed it away. And for some reason, for a split second, he's decided he's heard a call or something. That's all I can think it would be. He's heard a shout. He's heard a call. And he's left it. He's left it. And that's what can happen. And yes, but I'm not going to tarnish his whole game with that. The game was chaotic and it was difficult. And they were putting a lot of balls into the box. He didn't have a perfect game. 8 clearances, 3 block shots, 2 interceptions, 5 tackles. I mean, by the numbers he did look like he had an amazing game. But that one mistake could have been costly. And I don't care if anyone shouted. By the way, don't care if the goalie shouted. I don't care whoever shouted. As a centre back, you just do your job. You get rid of it first. You don't have eyes in the back of your head. You've got to just do your job. I don't think Pickford did shout for it, because Pickford is nowhere near it. He's absolutely nowhere near it. He's on his line. So I don't think he would have shouted for it, because it's not like he's behind him. So I can't see Pickford would have shouted for it. He should have cleared it, and he hasn't. And it's one of them. We've got away with it in the end. He'll know. He'll know he's made a big mistake there. He'll know what should have happened. So I'd give Tarkowski, I'd give him a 7, just taking away from that mistake for the goal. I mean, it probably would have been less if we hadn't won the game, I must admit. But his overall performance, I didn't think that was that bad, so I'll give him a 7. Jarrad Branthwaite. I think this is his first. I think this is his real first shaky game today. I think against Luton, he had moments, but I think today was the first time where someone has really unsettled him, and it's made him make mistakes. I think Eze, who, yes, someone just asked me in the comments, Eze should have been sent off. But I think today was the first real time someone has unnerved Jarrad Branthwaite. Listen, he's obviously give away the penalty. He's put his foot in where you should never put your foot, really. You just can't do that in professional football. Well, in the Premier League, you can't do that with VAR and everything now. You are giving the opportunity to go over the leg, and you're giving the referee an opportunity to give a penalty. The worrying thing is he actually did it again. And I know people will say Eze dived, but you know what? Sometimes Eze will get that as a penalty. That's the inconsistency of the Premier League or football, full stop. Sometimes you'll get the second one as well. And he just looked a little bit nervous. He looked more than nervous in the first half. I did think he improved in the second half, and I thought he looked a lot more sure of himself and made sure he won the tackle or blocked the shot or whatever he needed to do. He did it. But he looked nervous today. His ground duels, he won 2 out of 4 ground duels, and he won 3 out of 4 aerial duels. So numbers in those kind of things. Interceptions 1, tackles 1, dribbled past once, 2 blocked shots, clearances 8. But he just looked nervous today once he'd give away. Eze clearly made him nervous by the way he manipulates the ball and moves, runs at you. He's a fantastic player, an absolutely fantastic player. He might be the best technical player outside of the top 6, maybe he might be. He is a very, very good player, who I said before, I could see playing for Manchester City easily see him playing for Manchester City. He's that good. I could see him playing for Arsenal. He's that good technically. And he looked like he worried Branthwaite a little bit today. And you could just see that in the first half. But listen, it's a learning experience. You learn from these things. You go away and you see you've played that player now. Next time you play it, or next time you play anyone like that, he'll be showing all the videos of what he did wrong, but he'll also be showing all the videos of what he did right today. And they'll say, well, maybe in the second half, you started to not put those tackles in, or you started to allow the person in front of you to make those tackles, and whatever it is, use your body to push him out. These are the things that he's going to learn. This is going to be his first full Premier League season, and every game's going to be a learning curve for him. And obviously, as us as fans, and I think we are doing this, and we will continue to do this, is just to support him and understand that. So he's made mistakes today. No issue. Tarkowski, who's been in the Premier League for years, who's the captain, has made a huge mistake that's led to a goal. These things will happen. Of course they will. It's learning from them and not doing them again. So, difficult day for Jarrad Branthwaite. I'll give him... I thought he did improve a lot in the second half, by the way. So, I'll give him a 6.2 for today's performance. Into midfield... Amadou Onana only lasted one half. I don't know whether that was... We'll probably find out. The manager's probably already said whether it was injury or whatever. Yeah, it didn't look... Maybe he shouldn't have started today. Maybe it was a risk. Maybe it was a risk worth taking. I don't know. 22 touches, 95% pass accuracy. Long balls, 2 out of 2. Ground duels, 1 out of 2. No aerial duels. Yeah, didn't Didn't really do loads. No tackles. Didn't really do loads, to be honest. And it'll be interesting to see whether the manager took him off because he felt like he had an issue, or whether he felt like the game was passing him by because he, or whatever. Maybe it probably comes down to fitness, I imagine. So Onana, I would give a 6 to. James Garner, 51 touches, 81% pass accuracy. Dribble attempts 2 out of 2. Ground duels 7 out of 12. No aerial duels. Again, just did the job without being massively affecting the game. Just done his role as a centre midfielder, I'd say. Just done his job. Yeah. Again, not low. Didn't just got on with the game. Just got on with the game. Done his job quietly and effectively in the centre midfield. So, difficult one for James Garner. Give him a 7. Doucoure obviously scored the second goal. Obviously has a big effect on how we play, in terms of having that player who can play between midfield and the striker. And obviously the goal to make it 2-1 was big. That was his only shot on target. But of course, he again, he floats in and out the game, and at times you want him to be in it more. Only had 37 touches, but to be fair, in an away game, that's not terrible for us. Ground duels 1, only 1 out of 6. Aerial. Hang on, let me just refresh this. He's just such an important player, though, isn't he, to the way Dyche wants to play? He's such an important player to the way he wants to play. And he's been key to everything that's gone on so far, with Dyche at the club. It's crazy how it was crazy how he was thrown to the Lions, basically, under Lampard. And he's just been so important for Sean Dyche. It's so mad how people's careers can turn around. Aerial duels 1, none out of 5, and only 1 ground duel, 1 for Doucoure. He did get the assist though as well, didn't he? It's saying he didn't get an assist, but he did get the assist for the goal, didn't he? Set for the winning goal. So, he's massively important to the way we play. He keeps opposition midfielders occupied because they don't always know who's supposed to pick him up, and that's why he gets into those areas to score goals, because people don't know where he's going to be, and he has got that natural ability to float into areas, and it does make him difficult. And I think he probably is our most important player, just because of that role he plays in, where he floats around, and they don't. Does a centre back pick him up? Does a centre midfield pick him up? You find him in those areas, and he is becoming, or he is now, the player that we thought we were buying. This is what he was doing for Watford, and we never used him in this way. That idea of, like, he was playing holding midfielder for in some of the teams we've played in. It's mad. He does need this flow. He's sort of like the first player since Tim Cahill that needs his own sort of position in that place. Now, that's not always affordable, I appreciate, but Dyche has definitely made him that player. Pops up and scores those big goals for you. So, Abdoulaye Doucoure, I would give a 7.3. No, actually 7.5. 7.5 for today's performance. The wide players, I'll be honest, both wide players frustrated me today. Jack Harrison, of course, got the assist for the first goal, and it was a really good ball in. He had 40 touches, only 63% pass accuracy. Dribble attempts, 3, only 1 successful. Ground duels, 13, but only 3. I don't think he had a particularly good game today, but he did get an assist for the first goal. But I just didn't think he had a particularly good game. I didn't think him or Dwight McNeil had particularly good games, I must admit. I thought they were... I just don't think they give us enough going forward. I think last week when the opposition has loads of the ball because they're a really good passing side, you can point to being in this shape and working defensively. But I thought the fact that they didn't give us anything today offensively made it easier for Crystal Palace. So I'd like to see certainly more out of Jack Harrison. And I don't think Dwight McNeil's been up and down. He's worked really, really hard, but but offensively, I think he needs to give us more. Certainly want to see him start scoring goals. Jack Harrison's obviously got 1, hasn't he? But Dwight McNeil hasn't got any yet. They work hard, but I just think in those offensive areas, you need a little bit more. And you need them to push the opposition back. So I think both of them were below par today. Dwight McNeil's 48 touches, only 1 shot on target, 5 crosses, only 2 was accurate. Ground duels, won 3 out of 8. So both of them lost their battles today, I thought, in those wide areas. If I'm honest, I thought they both need to do a little bit better for me today, but I think Dwight McNeil's been better of the two recently, but I think that's because he's obviously more aware and more comfortable with the system. They've both come into the team around the same time this season as well, due to injury. Dwight McNeil a little bit earlier than Jack Harrison. So maybe they're still finding their feet because they've both missed pre-season. I think Dwight McNeil got injured against Stoke, wasn't it? So it was the last game of pre-season? So they both missed that first month of the season where you get that sharpness and that consistency. Jack Harrison missed the whole of the pre-season, to be honest to him. I just think you need to get one of them at least having a little bit of consistency and pushing the opposition back, finding a little bit of a level. It just wasn't there for either of them today. Wasn't there for either of them. So I'd give both of them. I'd give Dwight McNeil 6 point. I'd give Dwight McNeil a 6. I'd give Jack Harrison 6.2 because he got an assist. Dominic Calvert-Lewin just seemed massively isolated today. And I think when he gets isolated, it can be a struggle for Dom. There are games, don't get me wrong, when the delivery is right and he has his the centre backs, but today he just wasn't in the game at all. 16 touches in the 77 minutes he played. He just couldn't have an effect. 4 out of 15 aerial duels won, so he wasn't winning much at all. 5 ground duels, lost them all. Just wasn't winning stuff. Just wasn't. We weren't getting people around him. We weren't using him as the player to flick the ball on. We weren't getting the right angles to him. He just didn't have a particularly good game because he just wasn't in the game, and that's sometimes the flip side of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. We saw this in the Merseyside derby. If he's isolated, he just can't get into games, and he just never got into the game today at all. It was a tough one for him. So, yeah. No shots on target, no shots off target, no shots blocked. So Dom was poor today. But as I said, the caveat is he just wasn't in the game at all. So I would give Dom 6. The subs, Obviously, Idrissa Gana Gueye came on at half-time and had a huge effect because he scored the winning goal. 22 touches, 83% pass accuracy. Ground duels, 1 4 and 9. No aerial duels contested. Dribble attempts, 1. And 1 successful. He was successful at that. So, come on, done his job for the main part. Scored the winning goal. What more can you ask for from Idrissa Gana Gueye? So, Idrissa Gana Gueye, I would give a 7.7 for his contribution. He took his goal beautifully, to be fair. He took it beautifully. Just taking that first touch and then putting it in with his left foot. It was a great goal, to be fair. Fair play to him. Listen, he is one who obviously hasn't been playing in the team recently. Obviously played in the last game. But I think, his attitude is, I'm ready. I'm ready to get in there. He's got loads of experience. He's got loads to offer. Seems to really done the celebration for Danjuma. I think him and a few other sort of French-speaking players are very close. And seeing him celebrating at the end with Onana and Danjuma, and it's great to see him getting the winning goal. First goal for Everton since he came back to the club as well. So that's great to see. And made up for him. Especially when I've seen some of the shots he's taken recently. Beto came on the pitch 77th minute, so we played just over 20 minutes with the added on time. Again, no shots on time. I had one shot off target in injury time where you're just thinking hit the target. He pulled it wide, but just hit the target, make the goalkeeper do something. 11 touches, 40% pass accuracy. Ground duels 2 out of 5, 1. Aerial duels 3 out of 5. Offers us something a little bit different than Dom because he comes a little bit deeper. So did all right when he came on. Did all right. Would give him a 7. But he should have hit the target. And Nathan Patterson come on really late, I think, wasn't it? He was again. It's hard when people come on as subs and you're like, how many times what did they actually do? Because you're more, especially when you're watching the game and you're so focused on what's going on when you're biting your fingernails and everything else. But again, he's come on very late, hasn't he? He's played 9 minutes or so. Ground duels 1. So I don't think I can give Nathan Patterson a score of, I'll be honest, because he barely touched the ball. He's had 5 touches of the ball, so I don't think I can really give him a mark. But again, should we be getting him on early? Should we be getting him on sooner in the game to help us out defensively? Certainly last week. Again, this week it's difficult because we scored so late in the game. But there you go. Listen, good win for the Toffees. Made up with that. Up to 14th. Long may it continue. That's all we can say, isn't it? Long may it continue. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, make sure you check out my instant match reaction if you haven't. Make sure to check out Baz's videos as well. Great victory for the Toffees. 3-2. 3-2 win at Selhurst Park. We'll be doing the final word over on Toffee TV Premier on Monday. We'll be live also at 1 o'clock on YouTube. So keep the good feelings going. Join us over there. Thanks for watching. See you later.